Did you meet Amy Winehouse there?
Yes, she was
Okay.
in my class. Yeah.
Okay. They say she fancied you.
Well, no, I mean she was my friend. She was,
Okay.
a really good friend of mine. Yeah.
I watched the documentary with her. Did you watch it?
I can't watch that. Yeah.
It was hard for me to watch, and I
Yeah.
can imagine if you knew her, it was. And I just had this feeling at the end, and I've asked a couple guests about her. One of them's Imogen Heap. She's a musician here, and I just felt like when I watched the end of that documentary, I felt like I don't know, we were all responsible for that in a little bit because of the fame and everything that was pushed on her, and she was trying to deal with all these situations and trying to deal with substance issues that you had, I had, and at the same time she's living it on this crazy public stage. And I don't know, I see that when I see the Kurt Cobain movie as well. I feel like, man, are we all responsible a bit by the way we push people up as stars? But I just wonder what your thoughts were on Amy and her story.
I never really talked about Amy. Like I kind of it's hard for me to say because I knew her at school and she was this amazingly different girl. Like she's just different than everybody else. Like she was cool in her own completely unique way. Like she didn't fit in with anybody else. She was on her own. She's just a completely amazing girl. And then we left school. I didn't see her, and then suddenly I saw her play a show before her first album came out. Because she was signed to Island Records and we were signed to Island Records. Someone told me this girl called Amy Winehouse playing. I was like, fuck, I went to school with a girl called Amy Winehouse. So we went to this little tiny club and I saw her play. And so we got to hang out again. We kind of became friends again. So I kind of, and I was a mess as well, so it was kind of, we got on great, so it was, but it's hard to say who's responsible for things like that because, and also when I first started hanging out with her, she did no class A's. That was her thing, no class A's. Just smoked weed.
Right.
Smoked weed and drunk wine. And like went to watch bands in Camden. It's just like super chilled fucking thing. I just saw a different thing happen to her. But I still hung out with her quite a few times and we'd get fucked up together and it was kind of but she was I don't know, she was a beautifully tragic person, like just incredible, and it's really just sad.
Was that always going to be a tragedy, do you think, with her?
I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. Like it was a fucking shock because the girl she lived with rang me to tell me that what happened, and I turned on the news and saw it. And it was just intense, But I don't know. Like I don't know if anything could have gone differently. If someone could have rescued her, they probably would have. Do you know what I mean? Like she had opportunity. Like, it's so horrible to say. Like it's hard for me to say because I don't feel like I knew her, anymore. Like I feel like I kind of knew bits of her, but like I never really truly knew her. So it's hard for me to say. I wasn't in that close knit circle. I was just a flicker in and out.
Were you ever that close to like I might not be alive?
I thought that would happen a few times. Like there's been a number of times where I thought I'd fucked up, and kind of but I never wanted it to happen. I never kind of that wasn't something which I hoped or kind of a lot of people say, like you can get to a certain point where you just want it to end. I never did. I always wanted to get out. Like I always wanted to be okay. But
Yeah, she seemed like she had a lot of depression mixed in there. Like a lot of like moments where she didn't want to be there. From the narrative there, which I guess is different than just punishing yourself.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things. Like what I learned was I thought I had all these fucking problems. I thought I had mental health problems. I thought I was depressed. I thought I had anxiety. I thought I had all this shit. But once I removed this one thing, I was like, oh, I don't have any of that shit. Like there's just, I have this fucking evil force in my life that's fucking me up, so it's, yeah, I think, remove the substance and see what is actually going on.
Right. Right, because it drags everything else
Drags
down.
everything
Right.
else down.
To watch the rest of this fascinating interview, click on the link below and go to londonreelacademy.com. There you can sign in with your social media, log in and watch the rest of the episode for free, along with all of our episodes on London Reel, my webinars, and all of our premium content, all located over at londonreelacademy.com. So click on the link below, you'll be directed there and you can watch the rest of this fascinating interview, and I'll see you there.